Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the 60th episode. We have done 60 of these things now. So yeah, big 60. And for those of you out there wondering, yes, I did get my Z06 allocation. So I have a target production week of June 19th, which is only 14 days from today. My car will be built. We'll talk about the specifications later, but I figured I would just start off the live video with that piece of information because I know there's some haters out there. And I know you're watching. And yes, I got my Z06. So,
and I'm glad because I'm tired of keeping this under wraps.
I've known for about
news. Member of that syndicate. Woo!
I've known for about 2 weeks, but I wanted to make sure that it was a little more solidified before I told the world, so to speak. So yeah, the Z06 is coming to the channel, guys. Like I said, 14 days it will be built. I'm hoping for about a month before it's in my driveway. So stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff coming for that car. We'll talk in a future video about the specs of what I chose because some things had to be, I guess, kind of pulled off my build that I really wanted because constraints. But we'll talk all about it and how I'm going to fix that. So yeah, at the end of the day, it is going to be quite a beautiful car. But I wanted to just mention that real quick, guys, because I've been promising you since the last 2 live videos that I was going to have some news about this. And I really wanted to have a status update that wasn't able to be canceled. And it is at 3,000 status. So it's pretty much uncancelable at this point. So... Wheeler O'Haro says, what were your constraints? Only one constraint that affected me, really, and that was Z07. I couldn't get Z07 package. And, of course, without Z07, that also means can't get the Aero kit. Now, that's okay. I really did want the Z07 kit, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to get what I want out of the car, even without getting that Z07, checking that box. So, yeah, it'll give me a little bit something more to do on the channel. Larry Anthony says, congrats to Justin. Thank you, Larry. Not going to go into details, but Larry had a lot to do with this, so big thank you to Larry. Wheeler says, wow, 3,000, it's awesome, Justin. Not sure how you stopped grinning through the whole session tonight. Yeah, I've known this for about a week, but until it hit 3,000, I didn't want to talk too much about it, so yeah. I've been grinning and smiling a lot behind the scenes. You can rest assured. Shane's in the house. We got 35 thumbs up already. Guys, if you're liking the idea of a Z06 being right here on this channel, smash that thumbs up for me. I'm doing this as fast as I possibly can. I wanted to get that on the channel for you guys. Wyatt, that's exactly what I did too. Other than the only other thing I didn't get was the carbon fiber wheels, but everything else is maxed out. Benjamin, yes, I submitted my order in May. What other questions do we have here? Oh, Joey B throwing $20. So, well, we'll mark him in. We haven't even talked about the giveaways for tonight, but put him down for 2 and the entries at least for the scrape armor, which that sounds like a pretty good opportunity to talk about the giveaway, guys. So I know I just mentioned that I'm getting a Z06. These are not for the Z06. These are for the Stingray, the C8 Stingray. They're brand new in the box from Scrape Armor, radiator grill guards. They're typically $400. They could be yours for a donation of $10. So every $10 donated will get you an entry to win these guys. And you need these. If you have a C8 Corvette or even if you have one coming, get these. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Especially if you win them at $10. So Venmo link is at the top of the chat as usual, guys. If you'd like to donate, Venmo is the best way to do it. But if you can't do that and you want to do Super Chat, that works as well. Frank, this is actually going to end up being a hot topic here on the channel, I think. I hear this kind of stuff a lot, and you could not be further from the truth. So Frank says, I should be a YouTuber, and then I would be able to get the Z06 that I ordered 4 years ago. Me being a YouTuber has nothing to do with why I got this order, just so you know. Absolutely nothing. The person I ordered this from has no idea I even do YouTube. So I hear this kind of thing a lot, and about how, you know, I'll buy a new car or something, and then people will say, oh, I should go do YouTube too, and then I could buy blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work like that, man. YouTube is a hard game. We might make it look easy, but it is not an easy thing to do.
No, but we should get benefits like
care.
that.
These dealerships don't care.
No. Dealerships do not give a crap at all right now. They are making their money whether it's coming from a YouTuber or just some random dude. What were you saying though, Jason? You got cut off a little bit.
For all the work we do, we should get it. We should get it early. We should get a discount.
We should get the freaking thing for free. When you think about what YouTube is really doing for General Motors or for really any car company out there right now, we're advertising for free for them. So we're creating the hype. We're creating the advertising. They don't even have to pay to put this thing on TV because we're doing it on a platform that more people watch than TV nowadays anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have to make car commercials. We do that for them.
Exactly. And we're doing it for free, and it took me this long to get a Z06. Like, honestly, guys, I have been on a list for a Z06 since I bought my C7 ZR1, which was 2019. So let that sink in for a second. 2019, I was on a list for a C8 Z06. Had no clue whether or not this thing was actually going to even exist. Hadn't even seen a C8 yet. I was already on a list for a C8 Z06. That's how long I've been on this list, and I'm just now getting it. So, yeah. And back when I bought my ZR1, I had barely even started YouTube. Yeah, Wheeler O'Hara says, no carbon fiber wheels for me either, but no brake dust for a spirited street machine is appealing. I did get the carbon ceramic rotors. I did not do the carbon fiber wheels, and the biggest reason I didn't was I wanted to try to keep the cost down on this thing because this car is expensive. It is expensive. So, and that's with me not even paying over. I didn't pay over MSRP for this thing because I waited so long. So, yeah. Learning Fast says you deserve it as much as anyway. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I knew you guys would be excited. Honestly, you're probably as excited as I am, and that's amazing. That's really fantastic because again, none of this happens without your support, and you guys have absolutely killed it with the support. So definitely appreciate that. It's because of you guys that I'm able to do this. Yeah, Paul says he knows he did the waiting game too. Yeah, the waiting game is real, man. With the cars nowadays, especially the new Corvettes. Even the C8 Stingray is still not super easy to get. Matt Hurley, I always forget to mention this right off the bat, but he said he's excited for me. Can't wait to see the videos. You probably recognize the car of the week here. Of course, that is Matt Hurley's Z06 hiding behind an absolutely gorgeous ZR1. I'm not always the biggest fan of Long Beach Red, but if Judy's in here, she has convinced me otherwise because she has a gorgeous C8 Corvette. Yeah. And that Long Beach Red on that ZR1 with the chrome wheels, I'll be honest, it looks absolutely amazing with the chrome wheels in that shot.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, I'll be honest, I just saw this picture on your Instagram right before we started today, and I was wondering, whose car is that? I don't think it's yours, right?
Mm-mm.
It wouldn't shock me if it was.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It is his.
Wow.
I think it is. He says I'm going to run my auto Long Beach Red ZR1 at Mecum in January. So I think that is his. Of course it is, because it looks like it's sitting perfectly. He has the lowering game, like, to a T. He knows exactly how to put these cars to make them look perfect. He says it's mine, but on my showroom, not keeping it. LOL, only keeping my red manual. It is gorgeous, dude. I'm guessing you must have done the lowering and the perfection of the actual sitting of that car, because I knew it. He lowered it. I knew it. This guy knows exactly how to make these cars look perfect. This is how this car should have come. All right, so I know I'm excited, guys. Like I said, getting the Z06. I wanted to get that out of the way right off the bat because, believe it or not, I do have some haters out there, and they're gonna love the fact that I'm getting this car before them. So we'll see what happens with that. Devarius King, the biggest thing is going to be making that car look like a Z07. to the exact T without compromising quality. Nobody's done that yet. I'm going to be the guy that does it. Also, I'm going to be doing a lot of driving videos with it. I'm going to be doing a lot of track videos with it. I'm going to be doing a lot of just maintenance videos with it. That's what I do with most of my cars, is really how to keep them looking great while also driving them. So not only that, it comes down to another thing for me, is I'm not buying the car specifically for YouTube. I'm buying the car because I want it. So even if I buy it and it does on YouTube, doesn't matter. I want the car. So just like Matt Hurley over here, he's got all his beautiful cars sitting in his stable. I'm going to have the same thing. And Matt Hurley says, F the haters. And I totally agree. F the haters. Mm-hmm. We've had enough of the haters. Mr. O here says, congrats. Thank you. So surprisingly enough, Mr. O lives really close to me. So maybe we can meet up with Z06s soon. Actually, did you have a Z06? Mr. O, I'm pretty sure you told me you did. Because if you did, then I have a feeling I saw you the other day. Vet Father says, I have a 70th anniversary C8 Z06 white incoming if anybody wants it. Not MSRP. Hit me up for the details. If any of you guys out there are interested in getting a 70th anniversary, which actually might be the last one you can get. Yeah. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing many more 70th anniversaries at this point. TKO Performance is in the house, guys. You guys know Ed. He's the one that makes the Attack Blue air filters. Yeah. Very, very cool dude. Love talking to him. Very knowledgeable. And probably one of the most down-to-earth people I've talked to. Oh, yeah. Amber says, Matt Hurley, we should meet up. Justin and I leave for Florida on June 19th. She would love to see his car collection. So would I. And I meant to meet up with him last time I was down there, but it wasn't in the cards. I was busy doing a million other things, like driving someone else's Z06. That was fun. Let's see. Congrats on the Z06. I'm on a plane, so I'll be disappearing soon. Mark, thanks for your support, man. I some of the stuff that you guys are doing and you stop to tune in, it blows me away. It absolutely blows me away. Wheeler O'Hara says, Justin, do you have a VIN so we can get what's your build date on Mid-Engine Corvette forum? I'm going to reach out to my salesman because I should have a VIN here very soon if I don't have one already. I haven't been updated yet, though, so I'm going to wait until Thursday, which is typically when the updates come out, and see all the information I can get out of this thing. Luke Walsh, yes, I did. I finally got my allocation. My Z06 is being built on the 19th of June. So I should have it by the 1st of July, or the first or second week of July, I mean. Elijah, my Z06 MSRP, I believe, was like 143, maybe one. I'll have to look at it. I'm going to make a separate video, full video, detailing all of the build that's coming soon. '2020 Matrix 8, working out in the hood, apparently. That's what I'm saying. Like, people working, they're doing the craziest things while also watching my channel. The craziest one I've seen yet is usually driving. They're driving while also watching the channel. Okay, not yet. Okay, so I saw somebody this past Saturday at the car show that rolled through in a red C8 Corvette Z06 with a Z07 package and everything. They drove through a car show and then just kept driving. They never stopped. And I was like, what the heck? I'm sitting there in my ZR1. I was talking to another subscriber that has a red C8, and this guy just kept driving. Let's see. So again, guys, if you are in the mood, you should throw $10 at the channel and get your chance to win these scrape armor radiator grill guards. This is for a C8, not a Z06. But a lot of you guys out there have C8 Stingrays, and this will still protect you in a way that you will definitely thank me later if you get them and see the protection that they offer versus not getting them and seeing the damage that you're going to have without them. There's Jack. There he is. Jackson 370Z says he's driving and tuning in. It's always one. Luke, I'm still kind of on the fence about that now. I started the waiver a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to do stealth yet or not. We'll see.
Yes. Yes.
I know. Oh, Jason's saying no.
I love it.
All right. Well, there's only one way to sum this up. We're going to create a poll.
Yeah.
Start a poll.
I love it especially when some pieces are still shiny. Some of the carbon flash. Oh, it looks so good.
That's exactly how I would do it. Okay, so I'm creating a poll, guys. My Z06, it is black, so I was gonna do the stealth wrap.
I see.
Matt,
look, you got to listen to Matt.
I was gonna say that's a hard one to say no to. Matt knows how to set up a car. So should I go with a stealth wrap or should I keep it gloss? Here's the poll. Let me know what your thoughts are.
That one that was on Paragon is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It is nice. It makes a good argument. I'll tell you that much. It is a coupe. It is not a convertible.
Did you put a poll? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Shane, if I do stealth, that's exactly how I would do it. Stealth, PPF with everything carbon flash would still be gloss. 2020 Matrix 8 says stealth 150%. That means he counts as 1.5 votes.
Well, I'm gonna counter that by saying 200% no.
Black is the only one I really like in stealth.
I agree.
Other than that,
my C8, my red C8 was stealth, and I liked it. I didn't love it. So
yeah, that's me. I like it, just I don't love it. I like it, but not enough to actually do it.
The car will be black, Mr. O.
it's true.
75 thumbs up currently, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about some C8 Corvette ZR1 news here. The pricing isn't officially available yet, but over at the midenginecorvetteforum.com, we have a bunch of people who are deciding to chime in and give their opinions, and there's even a poll. Now, we have a current poll going here, but typically polls end up being relatively close to accurate because a lot of people putting information in have somewhat of a no. So we're going to talk about that in 1 second, but I'm curious. I'm going to end my poll in a second. And once I end my poll, I'm going to ask another poll here as to what you guys think the cost of the ZR1 is going to start at. So before options, what do you think the new C8 ZR1 is going to start at price-wise? Okay, so let's hit the thumbs up button while we're waiting for this poll to end, guys. If you could, please smash the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Yeah, and it helps me be able to afford this Z06 that is literally going to bankrupt me. So please help. All right, so again, guys, we have another item possibly for a giveaway tonight. Steve, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I want to see if there's interest because this is not cheap, and honestly don't feel like giving it away for like $30, $40. So we've been doing the Apple CarPlay. Well, we have an opportunity to be able to watch TV in your car. This is the magic box that allows you to watch Netflix and Prime and YouTube and everything you want to do in your car. It's not opened, but we don't know what the, interest is in this, but this is the actual magic box from Magic Box. If you want to watch TV in your car, this is the way to go. So I guess we'll see what happens in the comment section.
Okay, so guys, are you interested in the Magic Box, which will allow you to watch whatever you want for the most part? Netflix, YouTube, anything you want right up on your infotainment system in the C8 Corvette, the TRX, pretty much anything that has built-in Apple CarPlay, even if it's not wireless, because this box will make it wireless as well, but it also will allow you to watch TV and stuff on your screen. Now, obviously, you're not going to want to do that while driving. But those out there who do watch the live videos while driving, you could have it on your infotainment system too, not just your phone. Not the safest thing on the planet, but you could do it.
Yep.
If you vote stealth, PPF, you will not be taunted by roller skating nuns anytime within the next 48 hours. I don't know if that's a great way to go about it, man. I mean,
I wasn't going to go out in the next 48 hours. I'd be okay.
All right. So, Steve, we got a $20 donation from Kerry Glock. So that's going to get him 2 entries to win the Scrape Armor Radiator Grill Guards. Thank you, Kerry. Doug.
Speaking of Kerry, while we have a second, show Kerry what we have available to everybody for tonight, and we end next week, because I know he's going to be interested in this.
Okay. Let me pull it up here.
I know Shane is, and Shane already ordered 2.
Well, this is going to take me a minute.
Hence, hey, Justin, do you have the video ready? Yeah, all right.
All right. Well,
see, you've got Z06 on the brain.
I do, man. I'm like, I'm dying here. So I'm only 14 days away from having this thing built. And because of that, you know, it's sitting in my head that I'm only 14 days away, when in reality, I'm really not. I mean, I'm 14 days away from it being built, but I'm still probably a month away from actually seeing the car. Maybe more. But yeah, anyway, guys, we have new Vet Syndicate shirts available. I'm going to pull up a video here for you because Steve poured his heart and soul into this thing. All right, here it is. Look at that. Look at that. So,
and it has women cuts. So be very clear. The women's sizes are women cuts. You're not getting a size for a lady. These are like formed for a woman. So if you want this for your wife, your girlfriend, specify the women, and then or also the men's available as well. And they will end next Monday night. We're doing a very quick run so we can get them done and get them out.
Yep. So these are pre-orders as usual, guys. So when you pre-order it, they will be shipping, or the pre-order ends on the 12th, which is next Monday night, like Steve said. Then they will be shipped out that following week. So if you're interested, I'm going to actually post a link right in the chat for you guys. You guys can take that link and go right to the website, grab the shirt, and they will ship soon. Yeah, Larry, I am praying that the car doesn't get hung up as well. I know you had a little bit of an issue with that. Hopefully I don't, because I can't wait any longer. I just can't. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at the poll here. Where did we end? Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah.
It's almost 50-50. It's like just
right.
very, very barely gloss instead of stealth. I expected that to be much more one-sided.
So which way? You thought it was going to be more to gloss or more to stealth?
I honestly thought it was going to be more to gloss.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty impressive. So 73 votes, 56 say gloss, 44 say stealth.
Look, just pretend like a presidential election and declare stealth the winner, 90%.
81 million.
We can't have one freaking show.
81 million people would vote yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Steve Robertson says, Justin, is your order a sold order or a dealer stock order? It is whichever one allows me to customize everything about it. I think that's a sold order. So I got to pick all my options myself. Jet Driver, did you vote stealth? Because if you didn't, you got to vote stealth on the poll there, because that's going to make it even more. It does look like gloss is going to win here. Where did you want it to land?
I voted on gloss.
Amber voted on gloss. She's a traitor.
Yeah, that's my girl. See, Amber knows. She's awesome.
100 thumbs up currently, guys. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you're liking the content because look at this thing. You could be just like SpongeBob and hit that thumbs up. That helps everybody.
I think
Let's
the
see.
ZR1's gloss. I think the C8 Z06 should be gloss.
That is a good point. To keep the,
Yes.
the gloss thing going. But at the same time, I don't want anybody to mistake which one's which.
And you never really loved the stuff on the.
True.
No, I didn't love it, but it was because it was red. All right, I'm going to end this thing. It looks like 56. It does look like gloss 1, so sorry, guys. Looks like we're going to be doing gloss. Unless I end up just throwing that out the window and doing stealth anyway. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a heat of the moment type thing for me, but... Luke says once you go stealth, you get lots of wealth. You can't argue with that. It rhymes.
Hey.
All right, so I saw a lot of numbers here, guys, for the talk. Thank you again, Steve. I just saw that came in with a super chat as well, guys. So Steve Robertson did donate to the channel when he asked that question. I was able to pick all my options, so I think I'm honestly not sure. I'm pretty sure it's a sold order whenever you're able to pick your options.
You know, while we're on here, I'm gonna pull this little rhyming thing that you just did. So once you go gloss, you might have a transmission loss. Let's open up the news.
Okay. All right. So, guys, we're going to go over to the mid-enginecorvetteforum.com where they do start talking about the price of this car. Now, it is a price poll, ZR1 price poll. The last time that they did this was with the Z06, and they ended up guesstimating really closely to what the car ended up costing. Now, this is obviously MSRP. This is before options. And you can see the most selected option here right now is more than $175,000. So I'll be honest with you guys, at 175, a starting price of 175, I'm out. I'll be honest, the Z06 is really pushing it for what I can realistically afford. I mean, my ZR1 was 130. And I knew I had a little bit of a ceiling there. Not much. A little bit of a ceiling above that. And that's right where I'm at with the Z06. So, yeah. What do you guys think? 175? Does that sound legit? Because the next highest one is more so where I agree. And that's going to be the purple line here, which was 145 to 149. I'm thinking it's going to be closer to that. So probably between 140 and 150 is starting.
Wow.
I don't know, man. I could actually see lower, to be honest with you, because the C7 ZR1 started at 121, I believe. I could see this one starting at like 130, 140. So I'm gonna give it pretty.
You're not touching this car for 200 unless it's 200,000 with the markup. No way.
Yeah,
No way.
At least the first 6 months, maybe a year before you're even seeing this car for less than 100K marked up over.
Yeah.
I think the car will start 1 ZR, no ZTK, nothing major. I think the car is going to start between 130 and 150 and easily max out over 200. Absolutely. Yeah. Matt Hurley said the same thing. Loaded up over 200K. Now, one thing I did want to touch on, this is kind of off. Okay, we got some Venmos. I do have something else to touch on though, guys. And something that's really, really interesting. So, Jeremy, 2020 Matrix 8, he donates $100. Okay, thank you, Jeremy. That was awesome. Larry Anthony donates 50. So we got 10 chances for Jeremy, 5 chances for Larry. You guys, did you guys see whether or not, are you guys interested in the Magic Box? Are you interested in watching TV on your infotainment system? Because in order for that to happen, we have to make sure we hit a certain amount of donations because that box is pretty expensive. But I want to make sure that you guys are even interested before throwing it up there.
If we get another $50 worth of donation, I'll open it up. We'll end it next week, though.
Okay. Another $50 of donations today, guys, and we will open up the Magic Box, which will end next week.
And you will be entered for the scrape armor and this tonight. It'll keep going.
It'll keep going. The scrape armor does end tonight, though, guys. So you really should throw some money at the scrape armor because I don't think we have that many entries for the scrape armor yet, and you're standing a pretty good chance.
I'm sorry, you have to have the scrape armor
Yeah.
protection. You have to.
I agree. Ralph Cruz says you guys should raffle off a C8 trunk cover since a lot of us have the C8. Which cover are you talking about, Ralph? The Jake Skull one or the one that allows you to wash the back? Jason, I think we're not able to hear you.
Of course.
Oh, wait.
I can hear him.
Okay.
I was about to hang up, man.
I thought he said a C8 trunk cover.
Well,
Like, we're not going politics here.
no.
I was like watching Justin.
All Steve
Justin just
sees
wants-
is red, white, and blue. I swear to God. It's not a bad thing, but sometimes it is.
We are working on that shirt, though.
Yes, we are.
We're a vet syndicate with the red, white, and blue logo.
I washed the back.
Gotcha.
American flag.
All right, so Ralph, stay tuned. I think for next Monday night, I think I can actually get one of those.
Yeah.
All right, so Magic Box is awesome. It's a little finicky, but it works, says 2020 Matrix 8. I actually use it in my Ram TRX. Ralph Cruz says he drives too fast to watch TV as he drives. Honestly, we all drive too fast to watch TV. That is not something that's safe at all. I do appreciate the support, but be safe.
But see, people like me, I sit out, I got a Taco Bell every single day, and I sit out in my truck and I can play whatever I want. You know what I mean? On Netflix or whatever.
And it only cost you $2.
Yeah. It does. I never spend more than $2 at Taco
He
Bell.
knows the value meal.
$2.17.
I can't believe that hasn't gone up yet. Everything's going up.
I don't understand how they actually don't lose money. I think it's just one of those things. It's like a loss leader. They use it to get you in, knowing you'll buy more stuff, but they don't know me. I'm cheap.
The one Taco Bell that you're always going to is eventually going to change the price of that, and while the rest of them will stay the same.
Exactly. They're all like, they're the ones going out of business.
So Wheeler O'Hara says, what's the status of the scrape armor radiator grill guards for the Z06? Still the same. I am waiting to get some, well, they're waiting to get some actual inventory so we can start, trading some stuff. So I know you guys are anxious for it, and trust me, once mine comes in, I'm going to be on the phone with them every single freaking day, but stay patient. Wayne Hunt says he loved the videos of the twin turbo C8, Jason.
I loved making them. I'm going to be quite honest, so thank you.
Dune Run says I would buy a red, white, and blue shirt for sure. We have a really cool idea of how to do what we want to do with this coming up, and we're hoping to have it for the 4th of July-ish because of, obviously, what it's going to look like. But in the meantime, guys, we do have a shirt currently on pre-order, so be sure to grab one of those if you guys want to help support the channel. It is definitely a good way to support the channel by walking around with some of these, basically our logo on it. So, and again, if you're wondering what it looks like, this is it right here. So this is our typical Vet Syndicate logo and everything on the shirt, but it's pink. So you can also get it in men or women sizes. Now, some of you guys out there, if you're manly enough, you can wear this pink. Steve said he's going to do it.
I am.
Not happening.
You're not going to wear it? Seriously? Oh, man, I'm definitely getting one.
I don't care.
No.
Just put that on and nothing else,
But
Yeah, Matt Hurley's wife pre-ordered hers. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right, so one last time, guys. Where do you think the ZR1 cost is going to fall? Starting price. So before any options, I'm curious again. I know you might have already typed this in there, but please do it again because we were kind of going all over the place. Where do you think the ZR1 is going to start? Elijah says 150. I think that's close. That might be a little high, but this is just a game at this point, guys, because nobody really knows. But I think we were... I think we were pretty close with the Z06. 155 says learning fast. Kevin says 155. Matt says 175. Wow. You think it's going to start that high? Black Rose 170.
I'm
Benjamin
kind of
150. 150. Brent says 140. Shane says 40 to 50K over Z06 pricing, which would put it about 150. 140, 150. 2020 Matrix 8, I'm thinking of something just like that, 149.9. I would say that's the ceiling, though. I think it's going to be between 130 and 150 starting point. Now, as soon as you select 3ZR, ZTK, front end lift, aero packages, you are going to be pushing hard into 200. Now, let me ask you another thing, though, guys. If you were able to get a C8 ZR1 without a markup, and you had to get it loaded out, how do you feel about paying over $200,000 for a Corvette?
No way.
I mean, at some point, it has to start to occur that maybe there's better cars out there for 200 grand. I'm not saying that there is, but maybe there is. And for 200, are you still interested in buying a Corvette at 200 grand?
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
It would be hard for me. I know with my ZR1, whenever I bought it, the only reason I really wanted to get that car, outside of the fact that it's really awesome, is because it was going to hold its value. Outside of that, that is a lot of money for a Corvette. Well, look at this. A lot of people saying no. I'm surprised. No, thank you for that price. Nope. Porsche Turbo 200 for 200K all day long. This is the problem GM's going to be facing. Is I think a lot of people are going to feel that same way. I can't afford that money. I can't afford a $200,000 car. If I could, I'd already have a Lamborghini or something.
No.
Even
But
if I
again,
could afford it.
they'll probably make a very limited production of it. So
Yeah. If they do something like they did with the C7 ZR1, where it's 2,800 of them made, it's going to hold its value really well. But I also think that the C8 Z06 is going to hold its value really well based on some of the things, some of the whisperings that I'm hearing about, eventually the E-Ray replacing the Z06. And once that happens, the Z06 immediately becomes a rare collectible kind of car because it wasn't made for that long. And It was the first Corvette in general to really step outside of the typical big pushrod V8 thing.
That kind of money, I'm buying a Lamborghini, even if it's used. I'd rather have a used Lamborghini over a $200,000 Corvette.
Ralph Cruz says, how many do you think they would make? I don't know. If it's like the C7, like I said, they could make 2,800 of them or less. And at that point, it's kind of a collectible. But even then, it's like, man, I don't know. 200 grand. There could potentially be better cars out there for $200,000. GM is going to have their hands full with this one because I do not doubt for a second that the C8 ZR1 is going to be an absolute freaking monster of a car. But is it worth 200 grand? And
if it's 1,000 horsepower, it would be.
Even if it's not, I mean, it's between 850 and 1,000 at this point. Even at 850, that is a ridiculous amount of horsepower.
1,000 horsepower Corvette, and I'm talking just factory 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, 1,000 horsepower with a warranty. Yeah. And yeah, the Z06 price is already pretty high. And honestly, a loaded Z06 is pretty close to 200. The highest I've seen is around 170 to 180 before taxes. And that's literally if you check every single freaking box. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they would have to do something very low production to get anybody interested in that. Because yeah, at 200,000, I've seen Porsche GT3 RSs for, whenever I looked at them at one point, they were like 220, 230 for a really, really nice spec one. And the GT3 RS, that's a hard one to pass up. Now, maybe the C8 ZR1 comes out and it's a better car all around. That might be the case, but I still don't know if that's enough. It needs to do more to beat these supercars if you're going to charge supercar price. Now, like my C7 ZR1 was 130 for me. That is still low enough that I can feel good about the fact that I can drive my ZR1 and I can beat certain supercars that are a considerable amount more money. But at the end of the day, I don't have that same Lamborghini or Porsche prestige. So I don't know. Yeah, guys, let's get those thumbs ups. It looks like we're kind of low on them today. Would really like to get those thumbs ups over 200 by the time this ends. And again, guys, please do not forget the giveaway for tonight. The scrape armor radiator grill guards. You guys need these on your C8 Corvette. Trust me. I've seen the cars without them. They are not great. You will beat up and possibly damage your radiator. So get these things here. Like I said, these are normally $400. You could possibly win them for a donation of $10. So check out that link at the top of the chat for the Venmo. Get entered to win these things.
Is that the last night for him?
This is the last night. These will be given away tonight before the show is over. So, and if we get another donation of $50, Steve was going to throw in the magic box for tonight, and that will end next Monday night. Let me see if we got anything additional. We did. So, whoa, Mr. O donates $100.
Whoa, Mr. O in the house.
And Matt Hurley donates $150. So
Nice.
10 option or 10 entries for Mr. O, 15 for Matt Hurley. Thank you guys. You are awesome. Matt, you are, like I said, single-handedly paying the bills here. My lights are still on in my house because of you. Thank you.
Maybe we get to check him out more down in Florida.
You know what's cool? There's going to be a testimony. I just thought I'm going to talk about our subscribers, and I can't say who it is yet, but you know who it is. We don't just do this show. Well, there's a lot of stuff that we do behind the scenes, and Justin single-handedly is responsible for one of the viewers acquiring something. And I'm not going to say what it is yet, but it's huge. It's probably the biggest news ever on this channel, and it's strictly from talking to us and like last night, talked to him, put him in contact with Justin, who just already knew, but put him in contact, and it's a big deal. He knows who it is, and he definitely don't put it in the chat. But I mean, we take care of people outside of this channel, and there's a community. We're a community. You know, it's just not about YouTube and everything. It's fantastic.
I stress the word community a lot whenever we're talking on here, and I after this all goes down and I'm able to talk a little bit more about it, you guys are going to understand that this is more of a community than just you guys getting on, watching us talk, and even just the little bit of interacting that we're doing. It's more than that. What we're doing is we want to help you. We want to help you. We want to help each other. We want to help everybody that's in here right now. All of us can benefit from each other. And that's what this whole thing was about. When we first started Vet Syndicate, me, Jason, and Steve, we realized immediately that we can grow better together than we can separately. There's no point. There is no reason at all to make YouTube a competition. There's no reason to divide a Corvette community. The best way to do it is to come together and bring everybody together and just benefit. We can all benefit mutually. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
For those supporters.
Yeah, the ones who understand that there's more to it. There's no I in team. Like that. I know that's a stupid saying and you hear it a lot, but it cannot be more accurate in this situation, because you have some people who don't get it. They will never play well on a team. And then you have other people like us three on the screen, you guys over in the comments section. We're in it as a team. It's that simple. Yeah. And we're going to make that very obvious soon whenever you start seeing that, you know, the connections that we have that you guys can benefit from, and vice versa. When we start actually exercising these things, you're going to see really, really quickly that this is where you want to be. There's no reason to make anything like this a competition. We are all into the same thing. We're here to just be Corvette guys.
You know what's funny is this all started from an idea on a business card.
Yeah. Yeah. So me and Jason, and this is the best part. This is the best story. I love telling this story. I went to Corvettes of Carlisle in 2018. It was my first time at Corvettes of Carlisle. I had just started my YouTube channel, and I remember I had 155 subscribers. I walk into... Huh?
They said you were huge then.
Yeah. I walk into Corvettes at Carlisle, and I remember I was so disappointed because nobody knew who I was. And I thought, man, I have 155 and nobody here knows who I am. No, but I walk up, I wanted to go to meet a couple YouTubers that I knew were going to be there. Jason was one of them. And whenever I met Jason at Corvettes at Carlisle that particular year, he had just hit 1,000 subscribers. So he was just getting monetized, and he was like this god to me. So I immediately started talking to him. Me and Jason got along really well. And it was actually Jason's idea and a little bit of mine. We were kicking it back and forth a little bit about making a business card that had my channel on it, his channel, and 2 other people's channels. So we were going to have 4 channels on one business card. So no matter who handed out this card, you were advertising all 4 channels. And I was like, that is an absolute fantastic idea. There is no reason to be stingy about this. Let's do it. And then it ended up not happening because these other 2 people didn't work out. But then Vet Syndicate came about, and that's exactly what we're doing with this in some degree. We haven't made those business cards actually, and we should.
Yeah, I met Jason through Justin.
Yeah.
I saw I got my Stingray, my C7, loved his car. I'm like, I'm going to make my Stingray look like his Z06, his C7 Z06 contact. And he goes, hey, if you're in Texas, let me connect you with Jason. And I saw Jason's video about his exhaust system. Been connected ever since. It's like,
and what's funny, I had seen you prior because my wife showed me your video with your wife giving you the Stingray. So I was like, oh, I already knew who you were.
that's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Crazy.
It is really cool. It looks like we're getting into
tonight.
What?
That's tonight's history lesson.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is really awesome, the story of us, how we met and everything. But let's talk a little bit about the new hot topic, because this was one that was really interesting.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
I know. I need to start writing these things down because I always forget about these things. But guys, before I bring this up, yeah, you got to get in for this. This ends tonight. These things are $400, and there's only probably what, 5 or 6 people that have entered to win these things. So
that's it right now.
Get in there. Get in there. You stand a really good chance of winning it. But guys, yeah, let's talk about the hot topic. Let me refresh this real quick. All right, so we did get $30 more from Kevin, so he gets 3 entries. Thank you, Kevin.
The barbecue sauce, man.
Yeah, Kevin Horan. He's a man who knows his spicy relishes. And yeah, barbecue sauces and stuff. Yeah. So let's check out this section here. So what the hot topic is tonight, guys, is, are manual transmissions dead? And if you think they are, why do you think that a manual transmission is dead? One of the biggest things that I've heard, and this video that I'm about to show you will address this, the biggest reason why most people think manual transmissions are dead is because automatics shift faster. There's no delay in power. So an automatic will outrun a manual transmission because of how much faster it shifts. That is actually not 100% the case. So would you believe me, and you will in a second, if I told you that manufacturers are purposely making manual transmissions slower by gearing them a different way, and they're doing it on purpose so the automatics are faster? Would you believe that? Now, the reason why I would say you're going to believe me in a second is because you guys know Haggerty. You know the YouTube channel Haggerty, right? I know you do, because people are constantly talking about it. They make some really good videos. Whenever they're racing the Z06 against the competition and they do that stop motion thing where I think it's Jason Camisa's behind the car while it's like slowly moving and it's like in bullet time. It's freaking awesome. It's one of the best pieces of editing I've ever seen. And their information is always spot on.
Yeah.
But Camisa talks in this video about how manual transmissions are not slower than automatics if the manufacturer isn't doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how many of you actually know this, because this video is actually a year old. I've never seen this video until I came across it by accident the other day. Camisa does this talking point where he calls himself the know-it-all. So he comes across purposely cocky, purposely like arrogant. And it's not, if I had to guess, that's not how he really is in person. It's just kind of a thing to put on for show. So it is going to come across a little bit like a know-it-all type thing, but he really does drop some really good information here, and I want you guys to see it. So I'm going to play it, and it's not super long. It's only 5 minutes long. I'm going to play this for you, and hopefully I don't get any kind of copyright because that would kind of suck. But I really want you guys to see this because of how interesting it really is. So if you think manual transmissions are slow or dead, let me change your mind with this video. 1 second.
Ask anyone why cars with automatic transmissions accelerate more quickly than manuals these days, and they'll probably tell you it's because there's no interruption in power during shifts. That was already the case when automatics were slower than the manuals. No, something else changed. At the dawn of the automatic, the transmission had no way of cutting engine power during shifts. So if the engineers wanted it to be smooth, like a hydromatic, they tuned the tranny to simply slur from one gear to the next. If they wanted performance, like an old Mercedes automatic, it would just slam shift every gear. 50 years later, computer controls gave transmissions the ability to momentarily reduce engine output, which meant that they could shift both quickly and smoothly. Those controls also instructed the torque converter to lock up most of the time. This took the slush out of the box, eliminating much of the internal power loss. As a result, automatics started to get closer to their manual transmission counterparts in acceleration. The inefficiencies in their complex design were partially mitigated by their ability to shift quickly. Where the automatic really lost ground, especially in less powerful cars, was off the line because it couldn't perform a clutch dump. And then came the dual clutch automatic. DCTs can perform.
Okay, so I am going to pause this and comment from time to time because what he just started to get into was the dual clutch transmission. So the DCTs, dual clutch transmissions like we have in the C8 Corvette, has solved a lot of the problems that a regular automatic transmission had. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that here, but what he's going to get into here very soon is why the DCT solves that issue in such glorious form. And it's not just because it shifts so fast. There's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of gearing that comes into this. And the way that manufacturers gear their manual transmissions is slower on purpose, but not necessarily to be, to purposely try to sell automatics for any nefarious reasons. We're going to get into that here in a second, though. Yeah, Matt, you're right. DCTs are closer to being a manual than an actual automatic. But let's keep going with what he wants to say here, because you're going to find out really soon why they're doing this, why manual transmissions are geared the way they are.
Spectacularly abusive redline clutch dumps for launches just as quick as a manual. And since their larger clutches have more thermal capacity than the small bands and clutches in traditional automatics, they can often shift with no interruption in power. And suddenly, automatics were pulling slightly ahead. Slightly. And yet now we see automatics that are way faster than the manuals. Take, for example, the Porsche 911 Carrera S, which gets to 60 in 4 seconds flat with the manual, 3.2 with the automatic. That is a massive difference, and the one shift necessary on the way to 60 doesn't come close to explaining it, but the math does. See, only about a third of that 0.8 second difference comes from the shift. The remainder, it's because Porsche geared the manual to lose.
So there it is. Porsche, actually, you know what? This is another thing that, another good point that Camisa brings up. This is going to be a future video, is about people who call a Porsche a Porsche. He is very adamant that it should be Porsche. Yeah. And I'm actually going to play that video next Monday night because it is a really good video as well. But anyway, on topic here, only a third of the power difference comes from the fact that basically it's an automatic. The rest of it is that Porsche gears it purposely to lose. He said it right there. And I mean, this video has over 1 million views, and it's a year old. It's coming from Haggerty, where they have nothing but fantastic information. So let's continue on with this.
The PDK's first gear is 30% shorter than the manual's. Its second is 43% shorter. In other words, torque at the rear wheels is 30% less in first gear and 43% less in second in the manual versus the PDK. And this practice isn't just limited to Porsche. Ford does the same thing with the Mustang GT 5.0.
So again, almost 50% less torque in first or second gear in this particular situation, but he's saying Mustangs do the same thing. Odds are very good Chevy is doing the same thing with their Camaros and Corvettes. But why?
First gear on the automatic is 45% shorter than the stick. Second is 42% shorter. A 40-something% boost in torque is more than you'd get by twin turbocharging that 5.0. So is it any wonder that the slush box beats the manual by a half a second to 60? No. Which begs the question, why would car companies do this? As always, it comes down to the MPG number on the window sticker. Look, with full control over the entire powertrain, an automatic car can detect when it's following the exact conditions of the EPA's fuel economy test. And then it can optimize by short shifting, refusing to downshift, freewheeling, whatever it takes. The cheating options are far fewer with a manual. So car companies have no choice but to use longer gear ratios to reduce fuel consumption. Those ultimately make the car slower. This is, by the way, the same explanation for why the new Porsche 911 GT3 initially didn't pass drive-by sound level checks with the manual, but did with an automatic when both cars use exactly the same engine and exhaust. The automatic could just refuse to downshift during the test, but the manual, it had to be at wide open throttle in third gear. And by the
All right, so for any of you who didn't guess it, it is an EPA problem. So if the next time you're buying an automatic car because you're saying the automatic is faster, you're not wrong, but it's not just because the car's shifting itself. Manual transmissions can be shifted very quickly, but just because you put the best driver on the planet in there does not mean you're going to get the power that the automatic does nowadays, which is it's kind of frustrating. I'll be honest, when I saw this video, it made sense, but it is frustrating. It is it's really ridiculous that the manuals are purposely gimped just because of the EPA. What are your thoughts on this? I'm curious. This is kind of one of those hot topics, and Camisa and Haggerty, the guys over there, really know what they're doing. I thought this was perfect because there's really no way to argue with it. It is all legit.
Here's my question. Does the government ever do anything to make our life better? I mean, really? Auto start stop in a car? I mean, you can't do that,
I hate that
anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Active fuel management. I hate every time I have to drive in Z mode to stay out of freaking 4-cylinders. So, I mean, leave it to the government.
Honestly, I am very surprised that Chevy has not brought in, and actually, I guess they are with the E-Ray. They haven't brought in any push button or auto start stops with the Corvette, but the E-Ray is getting one. Huh?
I thought I heard that it was coming for 24, and I don't know, maybe it is just the E-Ray, but
just the E-Ray right now, but it wouldn't surprise me because here's the big thing, guys. One big thing you got to remember is with any auto manufacturer, their miles per gallon, their EPA ratings are across the entire band of what they offer. It's not done by car basis. So the Corvette getting the Z06 in this example, getting the gas mileage that it does, which isn't great, is kind of offset by the fact that now they're bringing the E-Ray with the auto stop start, the hybrid functionality, all that stuff. That will help bring down their overall EPA miles per gallon, or bring it up, I guess I should say. So that's why why Chevy does what it does with this stuff, and why I ultimately believe the Zora, if it's not hybrid, it will very likely be fully electric, because they're going to want to bring down bring up the EPA numbers to the point where they're not hurt or punished for selling cars like the Z06 that have such poor gas mileage. Vulcan Construction says, tell us how you really feel. That's what the hot topic is all about, man. It's about getting hot, because I am a manual transmission guy. I know Jason is too, to some degree. And, Jason has both. I have had both in the past where I have an automatic and a manual. I always prefer driving the manual. The manual is always more fun. But it's inherent that the automatic version of that car is always faster. And now we know it really doesn't have much to do with the transmission. It has almost everything to do with the manufacturer and their meeting EPA standards.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, I absolutely love driving the manual when I want to have a good time, like really driving. But if I want to drive a Corvette, but I really don't want to work that hard, and I don't mean, I'm not talking about track. I'm just talking about being out driving. I really want the car to drive. The C8 is phenomenal. It's just such an easy car to drive. So it's got pros and cons. It depends on how you want to drive.
And I totally agree with that. The C8 in general seems to be an easier, a more approachable car. So you jump in the C8 and it's like, let's go to the grocery store, no big deal, jump in and go. Whereas with the ZR1 or the C7 manual transmission car, it seems like it's a little bit more of a production. Now, I am getting some questions in the comment section here about, gears and how many gears are offered on an automatic versus a manual and stuff like that. I would point you to go watch that video from Haggerty, because I wanted to kind of interrupt it as we were going to insert different points. But if you watch throughout that entire thing, he's going to break it all down for you in a way that you'll understand. Yes, a manual transmission, just like with the C7, has 7 speeds. A manual transmission can have as many, you can put 8, 10, whatever you want in there. It's not really going to make any difference, because if you're comparing an 8-speed manual to an 8-speed auto, the same thing is going to happen. The gear ratio is different on the auto, and it's going to be faster because, just like Jason said, not French City Driver, but Jason Camisa said, they can gear it however they want because that transmission is smart, where it can automatically shift early or late to fit the EPA standards, whereas a manual transmission only shifts when you shift, and that hurts it in that situation.
Well, and Nightfall actually said this, but we are in a generation now that don't even know how to drive a manual. Like, there's literally YouTube videos out there on how to drive a manual, because these kids growing up, they have no idea.
Yeah, it's theft protection, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's theft. It's a theft measure at this point, because I could probably take my ZR1 out and park it in the shadiest part of town and leave the windows open with the keys in. Nobody's gonna be able to steal it. They don't know how to drive a stick. I mean, it is interesting how many people nowadays do not have any idea how to drive a manual transmission car.
Yep.
See, now I'm with Kerry Glock on this one. It says bumper to bumper traffic for hours sucks with a stick.
Oh yeah.
I will not go to Texas Motor Speedway vicinity in my Z06 because I'm not sitting through the traffic.
Yep.
Will not do it.
Yep. I agree. And that's the thing, is like, neither one of the two options is 100% awesome 100% of the time. It's that simple.
Right.
This is a pro-con situation. I love the manual transmission, but there are certain things I will not do with a manual transmission car because it would suck. I'm not going to sit in traffic. I've done that before with a really, really aftermarket, like, stiff clutch. My left leg felt like I just bench pressed for the last 4 hours. So I felt like I was walking around with like one leg real big and the other one was real skinny, because I was in stop and go traffic for like 3 hours. It sucked, but it is what it is. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything in the world, but I just thought this was interesting because the manual transmission, even in my opinion, the manual transmission was always being beat by autos because autos can shift faster. That was always the reason. But in reality, there's a little bit more to it than that.
Well, that, and as 11 Seconds said, is because it says man in manual. We can't have that. So we got to get rid of it.
The sad part is that probably has more to do with it than you would think. And that is really ridiculous. Oh, God, that is another thing I wanted to mention really quick. And we're getting really close to the end of the time, but I wanted to mention the dealerships. As of the end of May, which is just a couple days ago, we have a dealership list that has come out that has said how many Corvettes have been sold by each dealership to give them a rank. And you guys would not believe the ranking on these things, because I'm going to pull it up here. one of them was really interesting because we actually have the guy in the chat. So I don't even know if he knows this, but I would have to assume he does. Let me find it here. Okay.
He does, but he's humble.
Yeah, that's probably legit.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can put this in here.
Is Sioka number 1?
No.
Good.
No.
No.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure out how to put this on here real quick. Guess we can do that.
I want to mention something before we get off of here.
Okay. Go ahead.
This Saturday, weather permitting,
Yes.
4 to 7 p.m. Texas, Harley Davidson, Bedford, Texas. We will be having our event once again, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys are in the DFW area, or you can make it to the DFW area, whether you have your vet or whether you don't, come on out. Texas Harley Davidson, Bedford, Texas, 4 to 7 p.m.
Yep.
Vet Syndicate show. And actually, that was a question that came up here, was how we deal with Vet Syndicate guys being so far apart. But we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
So what we want to talk about tonight is over on my Discord channel, guys. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do. The link is in the description down below. We talk about all kinds of cool stuff that we can continue talking about after the live video is over. But this was the top 20 dealers ranked through May 31st. You're going to notice number 2 is Sioka. Number 1 is McMulkin, and McMulkin has outsold Sioka by almost 200. Now, what's really interesting here, the number that's really cool, is number 6. That's Stingray Chevrolet. It's one of our own here. This is Matt Hurley's dealership. Stingray Chevrolet, number 6.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So congratulations to Matt. If he's still in here, big congratulations to him. That's awesome.
Yeah. He's ahead of Rick Hendrick, Bomnin.
Yeah, Bomnin. The one we went to, I believe, was Dadeland, Jason.
Oh, was it?
I think.
I thought it was Bomnin. Down in Miami?
Well, that's what that is, Bomnin. They have two different ones. They have Dadeland and West Kendall, both in Florida.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, guys, if you were wondering, Sioka is no longer the number 1. It has fallen to number 2 by almost 200 Corvettes, but then there's still 200 that separates it from the next one down. But like I said, guys, big congratulations to Matt Hurley. He is number 6 here. This is his dealership. So really, really a cool thing to see. And then number 11 here, Jim Ellis Chevrolet. This is actually where I bought my C8 Corvette Z06 way back in the day. It was used, but I bought it from Jim Ellis. How cool is that? What'd you say?
Wasn't it Atlanta? Where'd you get it?
Yeah, it was Atlanta. Jim Ellis Chevrolet's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Technically not his dealership. Mine is a smaller Stingray. Oh, is the Stingray Chevrolet Bartow, is that your dad's? I saw a question up here. Yeah, Dadeland is the bigger one. Okay, so then we were at the West Kendall one then, Jason.
Okay.
But I guess that's it, guys. We're one last time we're gonna run this this giveaway here, guys. If you're interested in the scrape armor, these are going out tonight. I'm gonna give one more chance for you guys to get in on this. $10 donated gets you an entry. Super chats or Venmo will work, so whatever you can send. But guys, these things are normally $400. These are good for your C8 Corvette. So please get your entry in there if you can. We're about to do the drawing. Steve, if you can, start getting prepared.
That's what I'm doing now.
Well, either way, Matt, congratulations to you. Looks like either way you're doing pretty well there. We got 158 thumbs ups currently, guys. Please smash that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. It really helps the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe while you're at it. Wheeler, that was going to be the hot topic today, actually, until we came across this manual thing. We will talk about this next week. I'm curious. I want to see how many more people this ends up affecting before I really start talking about the oil situation with the C8. Stay tuned, though. We'll do that next week for sure. All right, guys. So again, these are the last seconds for you to get a donation in for the scrape armor. And we are apparently going to be doing the magic box as well, but that will end next week. So all of you guys who are entered for the scrape armor right now will get entered for the magic box as well. That will be next week. We'll end that one though.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, we have not gotten any more. No more donations. So guys, it looks like we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and Laguna says, what Discord channel will you be in? Usually I'm in C8 Corvette, C8 Z06. I watch all of them though, to be honest with you. So if you mention anything in there, I'll see it. General, I'm going to reach out to them again tonight. I will text you personally and let you know. All right, Steve,
Ready?
I think we're good.
Here we go.
Well, actually, hold on. Shane asked to share the Discord channels for the group. They're in the description down below. If you hit that link in the description, it will take you right to the Discord. But guys, we are ready to do the drawing. So this is for the radiator grill guards for the C8 Corvette. 2020 Matrix 8.
Nice.
Seems like you're having all kinds of good luck tonight there, buddy. Jeremy, let me know if you are interested in taking these.
He will.
I was going to say I would assume you would because I know you have a C8. I don't know if you have any kind of radiator protection yet. But as long as you're interested, I will get these things in a box and get them out to you because you have won. So he donated what, $100?
Yeah.
So you got $100. You got a $400 set of radiator grill guards for $100.
It's a steal.
It is. So Jeremy, send me your shipping address, and oh, he already has them. Okay, spin it again.
Does he want them? No, I'm going to do it. So let's see if he's got a lot of things on here, so let's see if he does it again.
Mr. O. Okay, is Mr. O on here?
Hey, it's my buddy.
Wheeler says no sound effects. Boo. Come on. All right, we spun again. Mr. O wins. I do have an email address for Mr. O, so I'll send him an email if he's not still in here. But guys, I think we're good. A really good show tonight, guys. We're gonna have some more hot topic stuff coming next week about the Porsche. You guys are gonna love that one because Kamisa says it literally exactly what my argument is with that. He's like, I don't care if you were born in America. I was like, no, that's my argument.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk more about that next week. Mr. O, shoot me an email if you can. That way it comes to the top. I want to get your shipping address. And actually, I might just meet up with you and hand you these things. That would be the easiest way to do it.
Raheem, you sent it to me. Remember, I had to send him the Paragon thing.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, he won that?
Well,
Yeah.
He's local to me, so I'll just meet up with him and probably give it to him.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
anyway, guys, big thank you. The show tonight was great. If you guys could, please hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Really helps the channel, really helps us grow. And like I said, this is a community, and you guys are going to see that more and more and more as we all help each other out. So big thumbs up, guys. We will see you same time, same place next Monday night. Thank you all.